How's everybody doing today?
All right. Hi, Kevin.
Hey, Karen. Everybody having a good Friday?
So far.
Yeah.
You made it to Friday.
We made it.
You
No
made it.
different than any other Friday.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah. Good, good. Wait a few more minutes. Let people get connected here. Anybody having trouble getting their video on? Love to see your smiling faces.
I don't care about nothing with yourself. I'm on my knees 4 a.m. every morning.
Shirley, you got TV going in the background?
Oh yeah, I can get turned off.
Then
Hang on.
I'm probably doing that.
Your microphone's picking it up good.
Wait, ain't that fixed stop yet? You don't even need
All right, all right.
about what I just said.
Andy, you okay with your camera?
Brandon, stop longer. I see.
Andy, can you hear me? All right, all right. Anybody, this is your first Get Set Up class? Anybody, this is your very first Get Set Up class? You're all veterans? All right. Good, good. All right, we'll get started here. So I teach quite a few classes, and this one is how to make extra money from home, right? That's what you guys signed up for?
Yes.
Something like that.
Yes.
Something like that? Okay, good. I always make sure I'm teaching the right thing. I don't want to disappoint you and teach on, how to bathe cats or something crazy like that at the right time. All right, so you guys are all the entrepreneurial type, right? You're ready to get going here and make some money. This is good.
Hi.
I'm going to be offering more and more classes on entrepreneurship, small business, and that type of thing to get set up. So keep looking out for that, which is really good. I am in Tampa, Florida. I love helping people learn. Think we're all lifelong learners, and we should be learning as long as we're alive, and learning should be fun. So we try to make learning fun as we go along. If you ever want a recording of one of these classes, you can email help@getsetup.io and we'll send you one. We don't get paid to endorse anything. I'm not getting paid anything to recommend any of these things to you today. I'm just trying to make life easier and better for you from a pure place. So that's good. We don't get paid to promote anything specifically on Get Set Up. You can retake these classes as many times as you want, and we encourage you to do that. We've got lots of great guides and lots of great classes. All right, here's what we're going to cover in this class: ways to make money, different ways to make money, personalizing your approach, because what works for me may not work for everyone else. So I want to make it personalized to who you are. And then some selling and serving opportunities that I will specifically give you that you can look into. You spend all weekend looking into some of these things here. Hey, Patty and Myria, welcome. Glad to have you guys in class. Love to see your faces if you can, but I understand sometimes we have bad hair days. Well, good. You're out. You're getting some sun, Myria. Way to go. Good for you.
I am in Tampa. Where are you in Tampa?
I'm in Tampa too. I'm up in Odessa.
Oh, in Odessa. Well, I'm in Brandon, so it's not far.
Not too far. Yeah, we're not too far. Good.
Yes, I love this weather. It's been beautiful today.
Yeah, it's very nice. Very nice.
Good to see you. Thank you.
Yep. All right. How to make some money at home. Before we jump into this, I'd like to hear from you guys a little bit what your motivation is of I've heard all kinds of things. There's no right or wrong answers to this. Like what some of you are retired, some of you are about to retire, some of you, I had a lady one time say, I'm trying to save up money to take my husband on a cruise. That was her reason for wanting to make some extra money at home. But the market's changed a lot, and there's so much we can do from home, which is great. The fact that you're on this Zoom call means that you have enough technology to be able to do a lot of jobs. So I'm going to help connect you with some of those things. But I'd like to hear just from each of you kind of what you're thinking to get out of the class, and then why you wanted to take the class. Karen, how about you? You go first? Make sure you unmute for us. Here you go.
Well, I'm recently retired and I'm just trying to get some ideas what I can do to make a little extra money because Social Security doesn't go too far.
Not enough
So
money at the
I'm
end of the month.
trying
Yeah.
to, yeah, I'm trying to get in there and see what's going on.
I got you. Good, good. Excellent. Aaron, how about you?
I recently retired during the pandemic and I'm just checking things out, volunteer work or working from home.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Good. All right. Shirley, how about you?
I've been retired for about 6 years and I've been doing some mystery shopping, but that's kind of petered out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what was it the other day I was going to do? Oh, I can't remember, but it fell through. So I'm looking for some new ideas.
All right. Good. All right. Joe, how about you? Oh,
There we go.
there
Okay.
you go. Yeah.
Took a couple extra clicks on the mute button. I do some teaching right now, and looking for ways to expand that a little bit and possibly do some online training or expand some writing that I do as well or have done in the past,
Good.
and that kind of thing. That's where I'm going.
Okay. Good. We'll have some good things for you to share here. Maria, how about you?
Hi, I'm just trying to see if after the pandemic, I used to be in property management. So I moved from Maryland. So it's been a little tough because the job here in South is really difficult. So I've been working like through temp agencies.
Yeah.
So it's been really frustrated.
Okay.
I go back there, back and forth. But thank God we are okay. My husband is retired, so I've been at home, and I try to come back to the education, like try to get some classes or
Yeah.
going back through. Maybe very soon I might be a grandma. I don't know it yet, but I can have my own children or my
Yeah.
own little friends, kids to come and join and have that fun. That I
Yeah.
graduated actually from education many years ago and
Yeah.
forget about property management. All this, so no
Right.
more. So I just have in
Yeah.
mind to try to come back and enjoy and have
Okay.
something that I really like.
Good. Good. Excellent.
Yes.
Patty, how about you?
There we go.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same. We're on Social Security and facing a possible loss of some income. So I was a bookkeeper and I teach piano. So I know I can do those two things, but I just want to see what other opportunities there are on the internet or somehow from home.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks.
Good. Excellent. Good. Andy, how about you?
I just recently retired. I have owned a couple businesses, but because of the pandemic, mainly, I am real interested in how to make money from home right now.
Yeah.
And just kind of, and I want something to see if I can find something meaningful,
Yeah. Good. Good. Excellent. Well, you guys all have great backgrounds and stories. So there's lots of opportunities out there for you. I always like to encourage people. There's a lot of things you can do given what you've done and where you've been. And let's jump into it. So when you look at making money, right, there's 4 basic ways to do it. You can sell stuff that you make. You can sell stuff that other people have made. You could serve using your time to serve other people. You could own the business or own the solution and make money that way, or you can take your money and invest it and make money that way. We're going to focus mostly on the sell and serve in here. But to make this specific to you, again, because I want this to be practical for you, not just, hey, this is what Kevin did or does. To do that, we want to answer 3 questions. What is it you have? What is it you want? And what's your strategy? Because everybody's different in all this. And so you want to customize this to fit who you are. As we dig into each of these, start out with what you have. Well, although we all have 168 hours in a week, we don't all have the same amount of discretionary time. Sometimes you're taking care of somebody else. Sometimes you might be working. Sometimes you may be having to do things that require your time. So the amount of time you have does vary. Our experience, though, is something we underestimate. We have spent years and years doing some things. And so we have a unique experience that nobody else on this planet has ever experienced because it's been through your eyes and through your feet. And that has value. As we get older, that's one of the greatest assets we have is our experience, which hopefully translates into knowledge as well. As Andy was saying, there needs to be some meaning in what we're doing. So we want to kind of match it with our interests and passions, especially, you've worked a lot of years probably, and you may or may not have enjoyed what you've done. You're like, okay, I mean, the end of my work, if I'm going to do any more work, I want to kind of enjoy what I'm doing. And that's not to say that work's always fun, but it's more fun if you enjoy it most of the time than never. You have technology, like I said, you're on this call, so you have technology, and the technology that we have now available to us has really leveled the playing field as far as being able to do work from home and do work that we enjoy. We're not reliant on a few people that can provide jobs for us anymore. The job availability comes to us through technology. We have stuff. I teach a class called How to Sell Stuff Safely from Your Home. And I start with the premise that we all have a stuff problem. We have way too much stuff at our houses or apartments or wherever we live. And it's kind of low-lying fruit. We could sell that. So you could take that class if you wanted. And we have relationships with our friends and family. And these are important because we shouldn't try to do anything of meaning by ourselves. We need other people to come alongside and help us. I often say there's two kinds of people in our lives. There's haters and there's helpers. And we got to get rid of the haters and we got to be around the people who help us. It used to be said that it's not what you know, it's who you know. I take it one step further and said it's not just what you know or who you know, but who knows you. Because we live in a world where we may know many people that don't know us back. But the people that do know us back and that do care about us and they can help us. They can connect us with people. They can provide contacts and resources to help us be successful. And that's not using them. That's just having a relationship where you look out for each other and having healthy relationships to help one another. So we all have different answers to these questions, but we all have, each one has meaning. And then you look at what is it you want. Maybe you want more time. Maybe you're bored. Maybe you want to do something to fill your time. Maybe you want to experience something new or meet new people or solve a problem or learn something. Maybe you just flat out need more money. You're just not enough money. Maybe it's about freedom. But whatever it is you want, kind of be honest to that. Be true to that, because your strategy should reflect a path or a strategy to be able to get to where you want. All right. Now, again, when you get to the strategy, which one of these are you going to pick? And this next diagram image is something I wish I would have seen much earlier in life. And what it does is it illustrates the difference between the active income and passive income idea. Most people spend most of their life on the active income side, on the left side of this, where we exchange time for money. If we don't work, we don't get paid. And more we have employers who are not loyal at all to us. And so the reason to hang around isn't really strong anymore, because as soon as things get hard for them, they let go of us. And then people try to make this transition into, I don't want to work for someone anymore. So they become self-employed, but they limit it to only what they can do. And now they go from having a job to owning a job, and it's still time for money. Again, if they're not working, they're not making money. There's more freedom in that, but they're still tied to this time for money exchange. The top right quadrant talks about kind of being a business owner, and not everybody can be a business owner. That's understood, but being a business owner has never been easier than it is now. And it can be something very simple where you don't even have to do the work. You can just be matching up people who have a need with people who can get their need met. And if you're doing that, then you're providing a service of value to people. You can outsource that, you can contract that out. You don't have to do all the work yourself, but that's a possibility. And then there's investors who are you're gonna take your money and you're gonna make it work for you. And I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not gonna get into that too far, but that's another way to do it. But that takes money to make money in that sense. All right, you guys have questions anywhere along the way, just jump in. We got a nice size class here. We can you guys can have a conversation. Okay, so what's the best strategy for you? Let me jump into sell and serve, and we will look at these specifically. So on the sell side, and I'm going to give you links to sites that you can look into work for this meaningful. So we're still kind of talking high level, and we'll dig into. And I'm going to share the links with you in class, and then after class I'll email them to you. So you could sell your own stuff. Maybe you make things and you could sell those. I'm going to be offering a class on Get Set Up here about selling your products and online, kind of setting up an e-commerce site or working with Etsy, eBay, Amazon, those kind of things. But you could sell stuff. You could just start selling stuff, out of your house. You could do that. Again, I have a class on how to sell out of your house. Sell other people's stuff. There's still lots of need for people to sell things, and you can sell online. You can sell through your phone, and you can do work from home. There's a lot of employers looking for people to be in sales and work from home to do that. Affiliate marketing, this is where you get paid to bring people to buy other people's things. You kind of have a finder's fee. To make that really work, you have to have a pretty big audience. You have to have a pretty big following. So if you have a big email list, or if you're a big social media influencer, you can become successful at doing that. But if you don't have an audience, then you're going to start spending time and energy and money building an audience to drive them to go buy other people's things, and then you get paid off of that. It becomes a volume issue. Drop shipping works similarly, where again, you don't have to take ownership of the product. You're kind of in the middle, helping connect people with products online. But again, you have to have an audience that's going to find your sites and buy your products that way. Ebooks and courses, you can sell those. It's never been easier to self-publish and create a book or an ebook and put that out there. The trick is then getting in front of the people who are willing to pay for it. And then you could create courses as well and sell those. And I'll show you different ways you can do that. If you're good at photography, there's people willing to buy your photos, and you can do that. I'll give you some links for selling your photos. All right. On the serve side, I've got quite a bit of things here I want to dig into. Teaching and tutoring. This one is really, this whole education space has been disrupted a lot during COVID. And in many ways, it's exciting because there's a lot of online learning going on. And I'm not a fan of online learning for small kids in big classes. That doesn't work because they don't do well in a Zoom class of 30 kids. That doesn't work. But one-on-one teaching and tutoring with kids is very effective because they have undivided attention, and it's very easy to do because you don't have to be in the same location. But the child has undivided attention. You don't have to have a special degree or permit to do that. You can do that as well as tutoring them or teaching them a language. There's lots of companies looking for helping people to teach language English to a lot of times children. So those are good options. I'll give you some ways to match up. Now, one of the things, I'll pause here a minute. One of the things that's hard about this is there's the side of doing the work, right? The teaching, the tutoring, the coaching, the consulting. And then there's the side of acquiring customers or people to pay you to do it, which becomes a job in itself, right? And when you start doing this yourself, you're like, okay, I can spend all this time getting a customer, but now when I start serving the customer, while I'm serving the customer, I'm not out also going and getting new customers. And you get in this quandary of how do you get these customers? I'm going to share with you several companies that help match customers with these types of services. And so it helps cut down on that challenge for you to get customers. All right, coaching, consulting. As you know, mental health is a real issue, and thankfully more and more people are being honest about that and dealing with that. But there's still some people who are very conscious and not comfortable using a counselor. But counselors require a lot of schooling and licensing and all that. But coaching and consulting does not require that. It's a very unregulated area. So you can self-declare yourself a coach or a consultant and become an expert in any of those and provide support and encouragement to other people in any areas of life or business. And the more niched it is, probably the better, because you'll be more attractive if you specialize in something very specific rather than trying to be the guru of all things, right? Nobody really believes anybody can do all that. So if you focus on something and you become kind of known as the coach or consultant for that, you can do that. Writing and proofreading, there's really a shortage of good writers out there. So there's companies looking for good writing. Anything online does better online if it has a viral growth pattern to it. And the way it becomes viral is new content. So you have companies that are looking for people who will write about their company, their product, their service, and share that with them. If you're not a good writer, but you have an eye for good writing and bad writing, then proofreading is another service that you can provide there. All right, virtual assistant. This one's a great one. Who was it that was the bookkeeper? Was it Patty? Okay, Patty. All right. Yeah, Patty, bookkeeper. Virtual assistants is a really up and coming role that's out there, especially as more and more people work remotely or from home. And the idea of a virtual assistant is you become a virtual assistant to a person and you help them specifically with certain parts of their job. There's companies that match up virtual assistants, people looking to serve as virtual assistants with people looking for virtual assistants. So that helps that process. Some of the common virtual assistants, although they're cover all types of categories of work. Some of the more common are helping a person manage their email and their calendar. That's one. You can do that remotely. They share their calendar and email, and you just help answer emails for them and book their calendars. There's a whole nother big piece of this, Patty, in bookkeeping, where small companies need somebody to become a bookkeeper for them. And you never have to. I work with a foster care agency, and we work with a small company that does these bookkeepers, and I've never been in the same room with this person, but they do all of our bookkeeping for us, and it really works really well. It's a win-win situation because they don't even live in the same state that I do, and they're able to do all this work. From calendar and email to bookkeeping to project management to you name it, there are people looking for virtual assistants to help with certain projects. Some of it's part-time, some of it's full-time, some of it's just project-based. But there's a lot of opportunities out there if you have that background. Mock juror, this is an interesting one. Some people try to do everything they can to get out of jury duty, but there's other people that love crime and jury and all of that, and they can't get enough of it. So these mock jury companies get hired by people getting ready to go to court. Before they go to court, they have a mock jury where they profile the type of jury that they would get in a court case, and then they present the case to them and see how they respond. And it's a practice run before they go to actual court. And so it's really based on the profile of what they're looking for in a jury at that time based on their customers. So it's really hard to tell. Same with focus groups and surveys. They're always looking for, we need somebody who's, female, over 50, certain income. They're looking for certain demographics to test a product or give a survey. So those jobs. And then product and website tester, same thing there. The product one's interesting because in some cases, these companies will send you products, once a week or once a month, and you get to keep the product, but you have to test it, use it, and do a write-up about it. I've got a friend whose wife does that. And I said, what do you do with all this stuff? I said, you just keep getting boxes at your house. What do you do with all this stuff? And he says, we try to give it away or gift it or save some of it. But he goes, yeah, it's a lot of stuff he kept getting in. Transcription and entry, this is still a need. You can do this remotely as well. Some of these jobs, the employer would ask that you have a certain, make sure your internet connection is strong, your computer is in good shape, that you might have a headset or something so that you can do phone calls if that's part of the job. Sometimes they provide it for you. Sometimes they reimburse you for it. Sometimes they just ask that you have it. So it depends on the job. The freelancer, this is really a broad category. You could just say, hey, I want to help with, I'm a cake decorator and I want to provide cake decorating for people. And there's sites that you can kind of put your name out there, hang a shingle, so to speak, and people can find you and you can do work that way. So freelancing can be any type of topic that you come along to. All right, any questions at this point? Catch my breath.
I have a question of, do you have links that you're going to give us to help us search how to market and how to look up all these things? I'm interested in a lot of those.
Yes. I know I'm building great interest right now. Yes, the links are coming. We'll get to them in class and I'll send them to you for sure. Yes. Good. That's always a sign that
Kevin, what is the mock jurors again?
Mock jury. So let's assume there's a lawsuit that's going to be going to court. Let's say it's on the books for December of this year, and the defense attorneys decide they want to practice their case on a mock jury. So there's companies out there that will assemble people that they think would match the type of jurors that would get selected for the jury. And they assemble them together. They let the defense attorney in this case present the case to the mock jury, and they get the response of the mock jury as if it was a real case. It is a real case, but you're not deciding the outcome of the case. It's a practice run.
Is that done virtual or?
Yeah, it can be now, right? Because of COVID, you could definitely be on a Zoom call and get
Okay,
presented.
yep.
Yep. Okay, good. All right, we'll keep going here. On the own category, obviously, again, you're identifying a specific audience, and that's a specific problem. You solve it, you hire or outsource the method that solves it, and as long as you deliver results, you can make a lot of money. Again, people think of owning a business as having to do all the work themselves, and I'm just kind of pitching the idea that if you know a need and you know how it can be met, and you can connect those two, you have a business. And it's the best kind of business because it's not based on you doing the work. Somebody else is doing the work and you're making the money. So just to give a thought there. I don't go too deep into that, but that's the best way there because it's not dependent on you being there. Investing again, as we get older, there are so many scams out there. Beware of those. If if it feels like a get rich quick scheme, I would run from it. Manage your risk and reward, be patient. I think anything worth investing in that's going to grow is going to take some time. Sometimes people get lucky, but when your goal is to do it fast, it's probably not going to work really well. What kind of tools do you need for this? Your smartphone. If you're going to kind of get in and do some of this, I would create another free email. You can hit a Gmail account or a Yahoo account, or Microsoft gives you free emails. You just don't want Buttercup Sunshine Girl 35 as your business email when you start trying to do work with people. Just make up something, create a new free one so that you can use that. Your computer, your internet. If you need to create a website, you can buy a domain, build the website. Most of these don't require you to have a website, but you could do it yourself if you wanted to. And then your personal network. You can't underestimate the people that you know and that know you that can help you along the way. There's a lot of people that can help you as you go. All right. If you make some money, there's some tax laws that come into play. You can take some tax deductions from working from home. And if you're getting Social Security benefits, you got to kind of pay attention to how much you're making because it could affect how much you get paid out. Okay, just caution you of that. If you contract with anybody and you make over $650 in a year, that company will report to the IRS that they paid you the amount of money they paid you. This gets into just starting out on your own. You don't need to think about it, but if you are going to grow the work you do, or you're going to contract more with companies to do work, you could set up your own business and you could run your expenses through that business. You can use the business employer identification number to get paid rather than sharing your Social Security number. There's a little bit of protection by using the company as the one that's doing the business with people. And again, it gets set up. We're working on building out more classes to help people with that process. Time, this is also a tool you'll need. Some of these opportunities will make you money right away. Others will take time. You have to be patient and go along. I wish there was a silver bullet. I wish there was a website I could send you to where you put your name in there and your bank account and they just start putting money in there every month. That'd be great, but that doesn't exist. We have to do the work and we have to wait for the time for it to come in. If you were going to create your own company, you could use LegalZoom. They're an online service that will set up a business, your business for you. And if you want some free marketing, 4over4 is an online printer, and they have a free business card option where if you agree to let them put their logo on the back of your business card, they'll give you free business cards with whatever you want on the front. All right, so let's jump over to the list of the links. All right. Okay, you see this? I'm going to send this to you, but this is got, let's talk about selling stuff online. So selling stuff online, I teach that class, how to sell stuff online, and I talk about it, and I give an example how to set up and sell stuff online. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to share the money with anybody else. It's all free through Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp. So those two are the platforms I recommend and I teach a class on for that. I'm working on a class that gets into Shopify and Etsy. Those are better if they're a consideration, I should say, if you have like a bunch of goods that you keep making or you have to sell. You have to share, you have to pay them to sell on those platforms. So that's the downside of that, but those are there. Society6 is a place where they buy artwork. they can, and you can sell artwork there on that if that's your thing. There's sites like Buyback Boss and Declutter that will also offer to buy things from you. My experience though with those is that they don't give you the best price. They'll take it off your hands and they may pay for the shipping, but they're not giving you the best price. It's just, if you want to get rid of it, you can do that. Affiliate marketing, there's Amazon, you can affiliate market on that. Drop shipping, eBay, Amazon, Walmart, Shopify. These are all, I mean, people make money doing all of this stuff. But again, you need to develop a little bit of an audience to be able to get people to look at those, because it's about volume. It's about sending people to go buy these things. And it's, just you and your family aren't going to buy enough for you to make sense for you. So you have to have people go in there. Ebooks, that's, you can do that through, word processor, make a PDF, put it on Amazon or put it on your website and sell it. So ebooks are that way. Courses, Skillshare and Udemy, these are sites that will bring you students who are looking for classes. You can go there and set up your class and put it out there for sale, and you share some of the money with those companies because they're bringing students to you at the same time. What's nice about those type of sites though is you build it and just put it out there, and you don't have to keep working it because it's a recorded class. It's not a live class. Or Get Set Up, all of our classes are live, so we have to keep doing them, which makes it more engaging, I think, and more interesting. Photos, there's 3 links there for putting photos out. Good. All right. Any questions on those?
Kevin, those courses for Skillshare and Udemy, do you need degrees to teach?
No, not at all. No.
Oh, okay.
No. Good question. All right. On the serve section here, teaching and tutoring again, Skillshare, Udemy, they're there. And Get Set Up. We're looking for more guides too. If you, Joe, you could consider that. You like to teach. So, we're looking for more guides to teach specific topics. And it's been fun. We've been growing a lot at Get Set Up. And it's a great platform. I like it. I teach a lot, not just in Get Set Up, but I've been teaching, training, coaching a lot, and I love it because it's live, right? I mean, a lot of online teaching is just a recording, and it's kind of, I lose interest a little bit. It's hard to stay engaged. But because these classes are all unique and I get to meet great people like all of you, it makes it fun for me. No 2 classes are ever the same.
Kevin?
Yes.
Are you going to send us a copy of all these websites? Because there's a ton of them here, and I think
Yes.
many of them are going to be very good and very useful.
Yes. Yeah.
But trying to copy them off the screen.
Don't bother. I'll send it right after class.
Even if we get a recording of this, we're going to have to retype them, and some of the titles are kind of long,
Sure. Yeah, no, I'm going to send you a PDF of this document for sure.
Okay, really great. Thank you.
Yeah. And will your name be, did you register in the classes, Joe?
Yes, I did.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Because what we do after class is we mark who was there and by your name, and those people get the email. That's how that works. Yeah. So you should be good. And if you don't see it today, check your spam. Sometimes stuff goes to spam email. So yeah, I want you to get it. Okay. Get Set Up. Indeed, you often think of Indeed as a place to get a job. This link takes you right to people looking for people to kind of teach English from home as a job. That's there. Wyzen and VIP Kid, those are also tutoring. You don't have to have a special degree to do the tutoring or English speaking. Sometimes though, if the kids are in China, they speak some English, so you don't have to know Chinese either, but it depends on where you live in the country, what time of day you got to get up to meet them. That's one thing there. Coaching and consulting, these are all great sites here. Clarity, Coach.me, Bark, and Thumbtack. They all work similarly, but a little different. I've used Bark and Thumbtack myself. And for coaching, so I go and I create my account and as a coach on Bark and Thumbtack, and then there's people that go to those sites looking for coaches, and so they can pick you, and I can also pay for leads also. And the lead cost is really small, because if I get one client out of it and I have them as a client for a month or two, I get to charge them what I want. I don't have to share any of the money I make from that back with the company. I just paid for them to get the customer. So they really help in acquiring customers, these kind of sites do.
Kevin, what do you get paid for coaching? How's the pay?
So, well, I mean, you can go on and see. I mean, you see people charge anywhere from $50 to $200 an hour. I mean,
Wow. Okay.
yeah. Let's see, writing and proofreading. There's some writing sites and proofreading sites there that you can go to. Again, a lot of times we're looking for people to write for online, to write articles online, because that helps boost viewership and SEO ratings and all of that for sites online. So they're looking for new content all the time. Several sites here for virtual assistant. I have actually personally worked with Belay before. They do a good job. But these other ones, it's very common to have a virtual assistant. A lot of these links are going to tell you exactly what somebody's looking to hire a virtual assistant for, and you can say that appeals to me, that doesn't appeal to me. This one's full time, I don't want full time, or this one's bookkeeping for some business I don't care less about, or this is bookkeeping for a company that's the right size, and I kind of that seems interesting, and I would be interested in that. So I think those are really good, and there's a lot of need. The people looking for a lot of virtual assistant help there. Mock jury, 3 sites there. Focus groups, those are there. Product testing. You can see all of those. Nothing to say about those. All right, if you go nowhere else, if you don't click any of these links when you get this email, click on this side hustle one, because it'll take you down some paths of all kinds of different topics and areas, and connect you with a lot of places. Now, there's a lot more sites I could have recommended or listed on here, but they're, you got to be careful too, because there's companies out there trying to scam people too, and you don't want to do that. I've comfortable with all the ones I've recommended to you here. If you ever found something that wasn't on the up and up, let me know. But these are all reputable sites that I've been to and would recommend. Sometimes people, I wouldn't pay anybody for much. I mean, one thing, so FlexJobs, this FlexJobs site here, they've been around even before COVID, and they always listed jobs for people who would work remote before working remote was a really big thing. So all of their jobs are remote type jobs, and it's a great site. It's just a job list type site. And they'll let you look around for free, but you'd have to pay a monthly subscription so that you could contact any of the employers. And that's worth it on that one, okay? But if you go to, a site, whether it's one of these or another one you find, let's say you were going to go to a survey company, and they advertise they're going to pay you to do surveys, but they want you to pay $100 up front to get into the program. Like, I would never do that. I just would never give them money for something like that. Like, no, you want me to work for you. I'm not going to pay you so I can work for you. I'm not going to do that. So, be leery of those type of things. But realize also that at some point, if you are going to get money from them, they're going to ask you employee questions like, where do you live, and what's your name and social security number, and those kind of things. But I don't think they should start out with those questions when you're just kind of figuring out who they are, right? It's like dating. You don't tell them everything in the first meeting. You got to have you got to build up to it. So only at the point where you're going to start taking money from them do they really need that information. But, you've got to be honest that they're vetting you at the same time you're vetting them, because you're kind of being in partnership with them and that. So just keep all that in mind as you go along. All right, I think I've got some links here for, free Gmail account. There's a LegalZoom link, the business card site, some other things for website and domain name if you need to do all that. So that's my information. I like to leave some time at the end here to answer specific questions for you and hear which things are interesting to you. But I promise I will send these links to you. So what questions, comments, thoughts? What are you most excited about? Let's talk.
I would mention another place where you can get business cards. I always got them from Vistaprint.
Yeah.
It sounds like kind of the same deal as that other one.
Yeah. It's an online. Vistaprint's big. I don't think Vistaprint does them for free though, do they?
No, but they were very cheap if you left
Yeah.
Vista print on the back.
And they do all kinds of printing. Yeah, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, they made a custom one for us. It was nice.
Yeah. In fact, you do one product with them, you do like business cards, and they start suggesting your logo and all that on T-shirts and mugs and rulers and all kinds of stuff. They try to sell you. Yeah.
And what about marketing? Do you have any, what would be your best hint of just to get people, customers for bookkeeping or piano lessons? I just got on this thing called Nextdoor,
Yep.
and I can put something on
yeah.
there and everybody that lives around me will see
Right.
that. And we've hired, about ready to hire a handyman off of that. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking about trying that.
So you must live in a pretty big area. What city are you in?
Well, we're in a very small town called Salisbury, but all the little communities around, each little community has their own, and then you can, it's a small city in between two large cities. So.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I mean, Nextdoor is kind of an interesting application. I'm not against it. I don't recommend it because every community is different. And, the big cities tend to have a big adoption rate. And you're the first one I've heard that a small city said, hey, yeah, we use this. It's kind of like your own private Facebook in a sense. It's kind of how it works. That's kind of what it is.
Yeah, and it's hard to tell. You better be careful what you put on there because some people, they just sound crazy. So you just got to be careful.
Yeah. But to answer your question on marketing, especially in your situation, right? I would use Facebook and Nextdoor to get the word out. That's what I would do because and if you can get, the best advertisement's a satisfied customer. And if you can get people to start telling people, hey, Patty's, working with my kid on piano and, they're not just playing chopsticks anymore. They played Happy Birthday at Grandma's birthday last week and it was fantastic. And you need to go check out Patty. I mean, that's the best advertising because it's free and it's, people respond mostly to that. So yeah, just start posting some stuff out there. You've got also, there's, homeschool groups. You've got any parent group that you can get into that you could talk to about your piano stuff. That would be good.
I was going to mention that because the homeschool group, that's been something I've used for many years and it's got some customers.
Yeah, right.
I'll keep trying.
Yeah. But the good thing about the bookkeeping is because of technology now, you don't have to, you could serve anybody in the whole country and not leave the house. I mean, you can do all of that from home.
Right.
And also how to get help with investing, with finding the right things. Like if you want to take a little money and play around with it, who would you ask for suggestions of how to invest it?
That's really tough because it's like, who do you trust, right? I mean, you're looking at a financial advisor, you're looking at a CPA, you're looking at a guy who's just, a whiz with finances himself and he doesn't have any certification. It really gets down personally to who you trust because everybody's got an agenda and you'll have people trying to sell you what's going to make them the most money, not what's best for you. You'll have people that say, no, that's what I'm doing. You should do it too. And, you're not in the same place they are. It's a tough one. I would seek people
So many times and schemes.
that you like, right? I mean, that you trust. You're looking to kind of hire someone in a sense that can advise you that you trust.
Yeah.
That's really the tricky thing of it.
Things it's just kind of iffy. You just gotta don't put too many eggs in one basket.
Right. Yep. Yeah. I mean, who knows where our economy is going right now? That's what's tough. If you think about markets, that's really tough to read.
Right.
There's so much volatility. It makes those kind of decisions difficult. When things are stable and they're not changing a lot, then people tend to make it easier to jump into things because they don't think it's going to change much. But things change daily, it seems like now. So it's hard to know.
Minute by minute, they just have
right. Right.
You just never know. I used to sell, Kevin, before the pandemic, I was making bracelets.
Okay.
And a lot of the people that work with my daughter and son, they would buy them from me, little extra money. Yeah. And after everything happened, I said, well, who's going anywhere?
Yeah,
so
right.
I just, the interest just went away. But I am interested in the sale part of it and try to see if maybe I can pick that back up or something.
Yeah, right, right. So before, where were they getting them? I mean, because you're going out, were you putting them someplace for people to find them?
No, I was thinking about, maybe going to a market, setting up a flea market type thing
Yeah,
and see how that would work. But then all this happened. I was working part-time and I would sell maybe a few there.
yeah,
My daughter wanted me to get into, a business of it, but it didn't come to that after all this happened.
right,
But it might be something that I can be interested
Yeah.
in going back to.
right. I mean, it's fairly inexpensive to build a website and have those out there.
Yeah.
But you still got to get people to the website, right? That becomes
That's the thing. Because
Yeah.
my daughter, she sells things too for her, on the website. So
Does
if
she?
I'm interested, I'll try to see.
Yeah,
I got family members that are in their own business like that.
Yeah.
So,
right, right.
but I hope it works out for all of us.
Yeah, right. But I like that you're taking something that you enjoy doing and try to get it out there.
Yeah.
And
I took a class at the community college for it, and then I just started doing it.
wow, good.
Yeah, so I'm gonna see what happens. This
Another
pandemic.
another idea. I mean, if there's any local stores around, boutique type places,
Yeah.
if they would take
Right.
on consignment or something, you could try that.
A lady told me in a beauty boutique that she wanted me to make some, and she would get them from me and
Yeah.
discount, and she'd sell them in her boutique.
Right, right. So you got that.
Yeah.
There are starting to be more markets opening up. So the flea
Yeah.
markets and all that, that's starting to open up a little
Right.
bit. And then if you could just Google search people who have kind of jewelry websites. and
Yes.
You could get on theirs. I mean,
Oh yeah.
you don't have to have your own. You can just get on theirs. And
Get on there. That's what I told my daughter. I said, "You got to help me out."
yeah, give them a cut.
So
and
maybe so.
yeah,
Yeah.
work together.
Uh, The tax base is the thing I'm concerned about. But I'm a senior citizen, almost 70, so I shouldn't have to pay any tax on anything that much. They won't be making a whole lot anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
So I
Yeah.
don't know.
I have
I'll
two
see.
granddaughters that are making jewelry.
Yeah.
And they do it mostly on Instagram, if you can believe that.
Yes, a lot of people are doing that stuff
Yeah,
on That's where my daughter on Instagram.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Kinda easy.
hopefully everything opens back up. We can go ahead and do it.
Yeah, right. Right.
Yeah. But this class was beautiful. I'm glad I took it.
Good.
Yeah.
Any other questions anybody has? No, like Kevin, give me the links. Just give me the links and be quiet. Let's get on.
Yeah.
All right.
You're always good at that, Kevin.
Well, good. If there's no other questions, we'll wrap up. Thank you for joining the class today.
Thank you.
Let me see what else I got to share with you. This is some more. Let's see.
Oh,
You can, share with your friends about Get Set Up, get them taking classes. I'll send you the class notes. I told you that with the links.
yep.
If you have suggestions, and we'll give you a chance to give some feedback to the class as well. If you can give great feedback about how much you learned today and how great our time together was, I always appreciate that. It makes us look good. So again, I appreciate you guys spending time with me today. Hopefully we'll see you in other classes, and hope you have a fantastic weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.
All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Kevin.
Bye,
Good talk.
everybody.
Thank you very much.
You're
Bye,
welcome.
everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.